Hello and welcome to Complete Load of Podcasts, the Completed It Mate podcast. I'm James Buckley, I'm your host, and with me, as always, is Matthew Whiston. Hi, Matt.
Hello, James.
So, 2 months in a row.
We're doing it. Oh, baby, we're doing it. We're back.
We've never been so regular. It's like we've been eating Weetabix, I don't know. Yes, welcome to this podcast. If you like me or like anything to do with podcasts, then make sure you're subscribed and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about any of the subjects that we talk about. And we're getting into some real shit in this podcast this week.
Yeah.
Stuff that you said, I wouldn't touch that with a barge pole.
We're actually going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about it, boy. Because that's it. We're going to be edgy and we're going to talk about interesting stuff that people can actually have an opinion on and get involved in the conversation. That's all this is. It's just a dialogue, not dialect.
No.
I had a really good response on my Instagram of things that we should be talking about. And if you want to, you can follow me at Buckstagram. And
good
Matt,
name.
do you want people following you?
Yeah, go on. The
okay.
Whitestone. It's in the links in the description, guys.
Yeah, you'll put that in, will you?
I thought you did it. You said there's a little section that says Matt stuff. I didn't do that.
Oh yeah, maybe I did. So yeah, how are you, Matt?
I'm good, thanks, James. Yeah, not bad.
Have you had a good day?
I have had a good day. It's been nice and sunny here today. Weather, temperature-wise, it's been about 15 degrees. And I got to say, it's nice.
Hotter than Greece, apparently.
Yeah.
They always do that in the papers. Hotter than somewhere else that's supposed to be hot in Britain. They love that. They absolutely love that.
Yeah, they do.
What have we been up to this week? Well, I needed a YouTube break. I didn't need a YouTube break. My kids were off school, and obviously it just becomes impossible to do a live broadcast. You'll hear my kids at some point during this podcast, I'm sure. So I just thought, you know what? Let's have a little break. Let's have a little week off, and also give you lot a break as well, because the comments were getting a bit stale. They were getting a bit it was just turning into call my friend a bus wanker, which I don't mind doing. I'm always happy to oblige, but it's nice to just the live streams rely heavily on the people's comments, and they decide what happens with the video. And I just felt the last couple of videos that we weren't really going down any interesting territory, or territory that we've not yet discovered.
So you was playing Apex the last couple of games.
I was playing. Yeah, the game was new.
Yeah,
the game was new for the channel, but the comments section was just a little bit samey, which is a terrible criticism, because it's not up to you lot to make my YouTube videos for me.
No, and also the game, you wasn't good at it. It was kind of slow. I mean, this is kind of, if you're playing a battle royale game on your own, it's going to be a bit boring. There's going to be a lot of waiting around. You don't know what you're doing either. You don't know how to play it.
I was enjoying myself though.
It looks good.
I did quite like the game. I thought it was quite good, and it's a game that I'm going to be playing more on the channel, Matt. So if you were going to chime in with a little, I don't think you should be playing that on the channel anymore. I've got news for you, big boy. Apex is staying.
Well, I wasn't going to say don't play it. I was just going to say
be more entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't be so bad at it. Like someone suggested that maybe you should watch someone that knows what they're doing just for 5 minutes.
I've watched people that know what they're doing. It doesn't translate. I can watch people play the game really, really well. It doesn't make any difference. It really doesn't.
Just doesn't go in.
It doesn't change me. I'd love it to, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that way.
Alright, don't bother then.
Well, I have bothered. We've just we spent the day filming. We've spent the day filming.
We did.
We've been filming a little sort of section for the gadget show.
Still going.
We've done a little piece for the Gadget Show, and it was a lot of fun. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But it was. I mean, saying that, it might not make it to television. They might. It was like it's supposed to be a 3-minute piece, 3 to 5 minutes, and they might decide not to bother. But look out for that in April, apparently.
Yeah.
But we've been doing that all day. So I need to warn you now at the top of the podcast that pizza is on its way. We're going down the pizza road again. So apologies in advance. We haven't had time to eat. As soon as we finish this podcast, I need to edit it all together so that it is out on the Monday, and so that it actually is 2 months in a row that we do, because I'm not missing that deadline, Matt.
No.
It could be really easy for me to go, do you know what, I'll bring it out a week later. But I want to make sure we sneak in a little podcast on the last week of February.
Yeah.
The month we're in.
Christ almighty.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. We need to eat and do the podcast at the same time, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, long-time listeners of the podcast will know that the last time we did this, it sounded terrible. So you got that to look forward to, guys.
Yeah, we got all tired, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we're drinking these massive cans of beer as well.
What is up with that?
It's just a pint. It's
just
a pint can.
Man. They just look obscene.
No, it's good. Also this week, under the what have we been up to this week, I did another podcast for a mate of mine, for an old school friend.
What? You've been cheating on this podcast with another podcast?
No. I've been a guest on someone else's podcast.
Oh, I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, and it's a podcast dedicated to The Office, which I think is quite a fine subject for a podcast to be dedicated to. I'm a huge fan of The Office, the sitcom The Office, the UK Office, I should say specifically. And we did a little sort of, we just spoke about what our favourite bits are in the first series of The Office, and we did a little quiz. I thought I was going to do better at than I did. The questions were brilliant. The questions were like, oh man, I know it, I do know it. I couldn't quite remember it. So that was fun. So I'll let you guys know when that's out, and it'd be great if you could listen to that and show some support to a friend of mine.
How many episodes have they got?
I assume they've done 6 so far, and the 7th was a special one with me, rounding up the series, and then they're going to start on series 2 and then move on to the Christmas specials. And I don't know where you go after that.
I was going to say.
I have said that to them. I don't know what you're going to do, where you go after that, but I think they've got it covered. I think they're going to...
Extras?
I don't think they care about extras as much as The Office.
So they're just going to have to do it again.
Yeah, but I wrote some notes down. What else have I been up to this week? This week's been a boring week because it's just been me trying to entertain my children.
Are you good at that?
No.
Are they entertained by
it's
you?
well difficult. The kids are off school and it's like, right, got to do stuff with them. And once they start getting bored, they start just trying to wind me up, basically, as a way of having fun. And so it's almost an impossible job. And they even say things like, Dad, I'm bored. And I want to go, well, go to school then. Go back to school and you wouldn't be bored.
Wow, I can't believe kids in this day and age can get bored. There's so much you can do.
There's so much to do, and they've got so much shit. There is not a toy or a gadget or anything that my kids haven't got. They're like, there's... Because you spoil your kids. You do as much as you can for them, and obviously their dad's off the television, so they're gonna have all the latest crap.
Yeah.
And that's the pizza. The pizza's here
already.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? And so they've got loads to be getting on with. I bought my son the Spider-Man game because he'd wanted it for ages, and I was going, oh, do you know what? I think you're going to find it tricky. He doesn't find it tricky. He can play it really well, actually. And I thought, all right, great. And then after I bought that Spider-Man game, my rhetoric was pretty much just, why aren't you playing that Spider-Man game that I bought you that cost me 55 quid?
Right.
Oh, Dad, I'm bored. Well, you got that Spider-Man game that you begged me for. So that's what it's like being a dad. Also, at the moment, I've been trying to get someone to look at my garage door.
Right. What's wrong with it?
There's a little bit on my garage door that's bent. And that wasn't a homophobic slur. It's just, it doesn't quite shut properly, and it either needs to be fixed or I need to get a new one. And I'm quite up for getting a new one because I don't like the garage door that I've got.
You're fussy about your garage door.
Fussy about the garage door, yeah. Phoned up one bloke, right? So I googled, garage door people near me. Phoned up one bloke. Honestly, it was like I was really bothering him. I was really getting in the way of his day.
What do you want?
Yeah. It was like, well, what do you want? I was like, well, I'd quite like someone to look at my garage door. It's like, right, well, I'm quite busy at the moment. This is what he's telling me. And I was like, okay, well, any day, let me know. Any day you can do. Just pop round and have a little look. So, I want a quote and whatnot. He was like, right, well, what I'm going to have to do is, I can do Tuesday. And I went, well, actually, Tuesday's the only day I can't do. He went, right, well, what I'm going to have to do then is, when I'm in the area, I'll give you a call. I was like, right, okay. So I was just like, next.
Yeah.
Just
call him back and say, mate, don't bother.
So I went with someone else, and they were like, all right, yeah, no, I can come around on the Thursday. I went, yeah, Thursday would be brilliant. Thursday at 10? I went, yeah, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Got to 10 o'clock. No one turned up.
No.
Then I was like, because I wrote it in my diary on my phone straight away. As soon as I put the phone down, right, Thursday, 10 o'clock, garage door man. Then got to 10 o'clock, no one there. And I was like, maybe he said 11. And I got confused.
Yeah.
Waited around, got till like 20 past 11, and I phoned him back. And also I couldn't quite remember which number it was. I had to go through my phone list.
Yeah.
Because I'd phoned a few garage door people.
Right.
I was like, I definitely don't want to phone the bloke who said he was going to call me, who's never called me, by the way. He's never phoned me.
No.
Anyway, I phoned this bloke and I went, you all right, mate? I've got an appointment with you for 10 o'clock, I thought it was. He was like, where are you? I was like, this is my address. He went, yeah. I went to number 8.
He actually said that?
Yeah. He went, I went to number 8. I went, right. I went, well, okay. I went, I'll probably have to rearrange it now. Because I don't want these people working on my house.
No.
If they can't even keep a normal appointment.
No.
I went, I'll probably have to rearrange it and I'll get back to you. And he went, oh, okay then. But the whole thing was such a lie because if I'd have phoned up and gone to you and you'd gone to a wrong house, oh, we had an appointment at 10 o'clock. First thing you do is go, yeah, I was there. I knocked on the door and no one answered.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh, okay. Where are you? And I had to give him all the information.
He's got your number as well. He could have rung you on the day.
Yeah, he's got my number. It basically was the equivalent of like someone going, oh, I was thinking of, getting together and, having a meal or something. And you going, yeah, no, I can't do it. Sorry, what day?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that day I can't do it. So that's been my week, basically.
What's wrong with these people? Don't they want
exactly?
Garage door work?
Don't you want my? I want to give you some money if that's okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know. Just I don't know what it is with some people. It's just like I don't know where it's suddenly become a thing where the customer isn't important.
Yeah.
Bus drivers. I think I might have mentioned this on the podcast before. No?
Sure.
Bus drivers are a big one. It's like, you get on a bus and it's like, they're annoyed by you that you're on the bus and it's like, come on, get your money ready and stuff like this. I remember just being, the last time I got on a bus was when I was at school, but I remember the whole time just like being scared of the bus driver and didn't want to annoy the bus driver and, the precious bus driver, you can't annoy the bus driver. But as I got older, I sort of wanted to go, I'm paying for this. You're working for me, you idiot.
Yeah. They've got a schedule to keep, though.
Bing. Fuck off. Have they ever kept a schedule? Especially the 287 from Dagenham to Rainham.
Yeah.
God knows what schedule that was on, but that was the worst bus service ever. And then for them to go to be annoyed that they have to drive you around somewhere, and it's like, And tube drivers are the same. Not tube drivers, but people. Tube drivers are fine because you don't really have any interaction with actual drivers. But
No.
people that work at the station and stuff like that.
Yeah, ticket officers.
People that just love it. I remember
It's like that at my train station, mate.
I remember this one ticket officer. It was at Upminster Bridge,
Right.
and I needed to go into London. It was a weekend. I'd bought a travel card, and bought this travel card. Started to move towards the platform. They went, "Oh, it's a bus replacement service," and I went, "Oh, well, I'm not going to do that. Can I just have my money back?" And then they started going to me, and I think this is made up. It's got to be made up. They went, "No, what'll happen is you need to go into Tower Hill, and you need to go and get your money back there."
No.
What rule is that?
No.
And I was like,
no.
I was like, okay, I'll probably, right, I'm not going to do that now because there's a bus replacement service. Do I do that on the Monday? And they went, yeah, you can do. And I went, right, how do I prove to them that I didn't use this travel card? And they went, yeah, you probably can't.
Mental.
Oh, you prick. Upminster Bridge, tube station, district line.
Oh,
Do you want to talk about your Squirrel? I've got Matt's Squirrel here.
Yeah, well, you mentioned about...
Let me get some... you talk, let me get some pizza up and go.
Okay.
I'm starving. I'm walking across these cameras.
Yeah, so you spoke about what's been going on at home, what you've been doing all week. I've got squirrels. That's what's been going on. They're making a right old racket in the loft.
That's not where you want them, is it?
No. They've been pulling the insulation out of a hole in the roof. There's all insulation on the patio floor in the garden. They're coming in from a tree that's like across the street.
Right.
I've got a cage up there, like a humane cage to capture them. But at this point, I will just shoot them dead. I will shoot them dead.
You ready to commit?
Yeah.
Commit squirrel murder.
Yeah.
Are they making noise and stuff?
They're really loud. So loud.
Sorry, I'm more interested in pizza, obviously.
Yeah, you are. I mean, squirrels not that interesting.
I've never had squirrels. I've never had. Tell a lie. I've had mice. Not in my house. I'm going back to when I grew up in Dagenham. Mice, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't too bad because they get everywhere and they're sort
small.
of quite common. Had a rat in Brentwood.
Did you?
A rat.
Your house in Brentwood was close to like a park, wasn't it?
It was close to a huge. It was a big scout camp.
Right.
Forest.
You say a badger chased you once.
Yeah, a badger did chase me. A badger chased me.
They're big, aren't they?
It's fucking scary.
Yeah, they're huge. I never realised how big a badger was until
Badger chased me in Brentwood.
saw a dead one in the road.
Brentwood was weird. Brentwood was a weird place to live for a little while, especially if you grew up in the suburbs of London.
So what was weird about it? I don't understand.
Just sort of a bit more leafy and a bit more.
It's all this nature around everywhere.
There's
It's
all nature
horrible.
around and badgers.
Why do you shake when you take bites of things?
I'm always shaking.
You're like an alcoholic.
I've got really bad nerves.
What do you think's done that?
I don't know. I've just not got a steady hand at all. I shake a lot.
You'd make a bad surgeon.
Really bad.
Yeah?
Yeah. 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 Good luck. Imagine if I was a surgeon. Jesus. I'd be like slicing through arteries.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
It'd be well bad. But what are you going to do about these squirrels then? Are you going to have to call someone in?
Well, my plan of attack is because I don't want to kill them. I don't want to have to sort of either capture one alive and then have to... Well, I think legally you're not allowed to re-release them because they're considered pests. This is what I've heard or read. So you'd have to kill it or release it, illegally, which I could do. I mean,
can't you set your army of cats on them?
I don't have an army of cats. That was at my mum's house. Yeah, that. Or I'm thinking that maybe I can get someone out to patch the hole in the roof that they're getting in through.
They'll get through it again.
Well, I was thinking of maybe some tin or something.
What you need to do is just put a little bomb
A little squirrel bomb.
A little squirrel nail bomb.
Yeah. Like in the shape of a nut, presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you need to do is hollow out an acorn.
Right.
Tiny little, like a little blue tack. If you were going to put a bit of blue tack on the back of a poster.
Yeah. Yeah, little ball.
Tiny little ball.
Yeah, what? C4. Yeah. Yeah, but how would you detonate it? You'd have to rig up some sort of a system.
Well, Matt, come on. I've not got all the answers for you. You need to come up with something. So.
Right, okay.
Do you want to move on to the next thing? Because I do.
Sure.
This little note here of what have we been up to this week. I've just got drunk mini golf.
Sure. Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, I want to know all about it.
Well, last weekend I went out with some family. It's my missus's sister and her husband, and we went to Southend because that's close to where they live.
Is your girlfriend's sister younger than her?
Older.
Oh, okay. I was just going to wind you up about not being married.
Yeah, please don't. That's I get enough of that at home already. Yeah, we just went out, and I've not. The shake is amazing. Sorry. Yeah, and I've not been drinking much this year because calories and alcohol and stuff. Says the man with a pint of Stella. Yeah,
and a pizza.
I know. Well, gotta have a day off, haven't you? So yeah, I got absolutely drunk, and this was early. This was like 3 PM. We was pretty drunk. And there's a place called Caddies. I don't know if you've ever been to a place called Swingers in London.
No.
Well, it's not what it sounds like. That's part of the thing.
Oh,
it's
a
quirky.
pun.
Yeah. It's an indoor mini golf place, and you can drink beer and stuff, and they'll take your order while you're going round and that sort of thing. And it's just something to do while you're drinking, and it's all right. It's fun. But Southend have got this thing where they
Southend, right? So in London,
yeah,
that feels like a sort of thing that would work. Where it would be like, young professionals finishing up on a Friday, taking off their ties, going for a few pints and playing some mini golf and having a laugh.
Yeah, getting out in amongst it,
A load of pissed people from Southend, with golf clubs. That's alarm bells.
Yeah,
and you're about to back that theory up, are you not?
Yeah, because I smashed a lot of people in with that golf club.
Oh, I don't know why I took that seriously.
No. Yeah, it's to be fair, mate, it was alright. I can't complain. I mean, we're really talking about it far too much than it needs. Yeah.
You want to play? What's it called? Swingers?
No, this place was called Caddies.
Caddies.
There you go.
Caddies in Southend for a good night out.
It's a good laugh.
I'm all up for interesting things to do while you can also have a drink.
Yeah, I don't mind it. There's a place in London called Flight Club. It's like you play darts.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a special dartboard that keeps scores and stuff.
Oh, what? They've come up with this with a place where you can have a beer and also play darts. What is this amazing place called?
Yeah, got ya. But yeah, it's more than one dartboard, and it's not in a grotty pub.
More than one dartboard.
Full of cockneys.
Well, because I hate nightclubs and stuff, so I'd much rather play some mini golf.
Yeah, but it's not an actual club. Like, it's called Flight Club, but it's not like an club.
No, that's what I mean. I'd much I'm up for.
Oh, you're
doing
up for
interesting things.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
While also being able to drink.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. Pubs are fine though. I'm happy with a pub.
Should we move on to the next bit?
Yeah.
Yes, it's time for Tell Us What Words to Do. I put a thing out over Instagram saying, what do you want? What do you want us to talk about? And the main thing that everybody wants us to talk about, Matthew, is, and I can't even say her name, so...
That's a good start, isn't it?
But, this is the kind of hot political potatoes that I want us to decipher and dissect in these podcasts nowadays. It's the... Is it Shamima or Shamima Begum? I know the story loosely.
Yeah.
Which is why we should be talking about.
Why we're absolutely perfect to be talking about this. Cause
I also watched a video on Jihadi John last night saying that he wants to come home and eat a pasty or something.
I thought he was dead.
No, he's still knocking about. But everyone, I mean, I don't really know if there's much to say about it, but honestly, I put brackets everyone. Everyone wants to know what we think of this situation.
Really?
I mean, I guess as a dad, as a parent, if it was me, I'd want to do anything possible to get my child home and safe.
Sure.
Right? Problem is that, and I'm not saying that they are, but that they are potentially a threat.
Yeah.
To the country.
That's the dilemma.
That is the dilemma, isn't it?
That's the whole thing.
I guess what I would say is I would just say to any young person to, because, we all make mistakes at the age of 15, 16 or whatever.
Sure.
Joining ISIS is a big one.
It's a big one.
It's a big mistake to make. I'd probably just suggest, just wait until you're a little bit older.
Yeah. Yeah, you should never join ISIS if you're, under the age of 18.
Wait until you're a little bit older, until you really can rationalise and your brain works a little bit better. I suppose the bottom line of it is, everyone, believe me, all the responses were, please talk about this. We'd love to know what you think about this. Basically, what I think about this is I'm glad I don't have to decide.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. What do you do? I don't want a child, a 19-year-old girl, to be in a strange place on her own with a baby, away from her family. But also, she's been hanging around with terrorists. And not quite sure.
It's difficult, isn't it?
Don't know what to make of you. I'm not sure. Are you lying? Are you lying a little bit to get back in the country?
Seems like it, doesn't it?
So I don't know. I don't know what you say. I don't know. I'm so glad it's not up to me. And, I'm glad that I don't have to answer that question.
I watched The Hateful Eight recently, and
This would be good.
Yeah, there was a little quote in there. And
was it the original or was it the
it was
remake?
The Tarantino one, obviously.
Right. Oh, sorry, I was thinking about the Magnificent Seven.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, carry on. And there's a quote in there, and I think I can't remember it exactly, but it was along the lines of, what's the difference between somebody that's an executioner and somebody that just kills somebody and in cold, in revenge, and it's that they've got the law on their side and they're making that decision not out of passion. It's because you're following the letter of the law, and I'm not trying to say killing. That's not the point. What I'm trying to say is that you've got to take the passion out. A lot of people are passionate about this topic, and you have to look to the law.
A lot of people are passionate about it, and they're passionate one way or the other. I mean, I know people that were on the tube at King's Cross in the 7/7 bombings, and I can't. It's my friend's sister, and I can't imagine that he is too sympathetic.
No.
Towards the terrorists' plight. I've been lucky enough in that I've not been, none of my children were at the Ariana Grande concert and things like that. I'm very, very fortunate that I don't have a direct connection with these terrible things that these people have done. So it is difficult to please everybody in this situation. It's almost impossible, because while it would be easy for someone like me to say, oh, let her back into her family, You know, let's just but she might be a terrorist still, and then you go, well, you know, talk to her, see if she is or not. I think it's probably more complicated than that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean my quote is, I'm glad I don't have to make decisions on those sort of things, because it's fucking tough. I mean, if you're in charge of like deciding whether these people, these young people, you know, like the jihadi John fella, I don't know his real name. You know, he's just from Oxford or something like that. He's quite well spoken. He's just a little posh boy. But you got to remember what you're supporting, and I think, you know, I think terrorists possibly feel they have a reason to do what they want to do, although I have seen documentaries, and mostly the reason is that they get paid better than than being a farmer or something. So it's difficult to see everyone's point of view when I don't have one myself. I don't want kids running away to war-torn countries and putting themselves into danger. If you feel that way inclined, you're more than welcome to have a chat with me and ask me what I think about it, and I'll try and talk you out of it and try and find out why you feel the way you do, and try and find a way in which we can all accomplish the things that we want out of life and the problems that we do have in life. I just genuinely think that there's got to, and I know this is me with, you know, rose-tinted spectacles. I just really think that there's got to be more avenues to explore if you're upset about something, or you're upset about another nation or another country, before you start shooting a load of people in Paris. And that's what I think about that. But I guess I'm idealising the world to an extent, because I've got a lovely little comfortable life, and you know, other people will have a different opinion to me. I'm sure I'm more aggressive and immediate opinion on these sort of things, which, again, I don't hate those people for feeling like that. I wouldn't ever want to just destroy a group of people. Do you know what I mean? But there are, you know, people don't just feel that way for no reason, I suppose. What do you think, guys? It's a hot topic. That was a hot political topic.
Hot talk.
That was good, wasn't it? That was serious stuff.
That was a bit deep.
Have I said anything that would upset anyone?
No.
I feel like I've been honest.
No.
And I would like to say, as a caveat, that I'm an idiot, and you shouldn't listen to anything I say about anything, basically, because I'm not educated, and I don't know enough about the world.
Yeah, I'm sure the people that asked you to comment about that were expecting something a bit more flippant, like, "What a bullet in our head."
I know, yeah. I think
it's not that exciting, is it? Really?
Yeah, no. I think I just see. I just like to. I like to be objective, and I like to see other people's point of view, and I can just understand if people say, let's get these kids back home, and I can also understand if people go, well, hang on a minute, because, you know,
yeah,
who have they been, you know, mucking about with the last few years?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tricky. It's a tricky one. And also, another thing I'd like to say, and this is serious, that I'm happy for you to have whatever opinion you want. I won't hate you. I think it's so fashionable these days to be divided politically, to be divided by this, that and the other. This person thinks differently to me. This person has a different opinion than me. So there's nothing now. We cannot have anything. There can be no relationship or nothing. We're two different people, and that's the end of that. I think that's dangerous living like that. I've always considered...
it's tribalist. And
I've always considered myself pretty, I suppose, liberal. But, you know, if you aren't, then that's cool as well. I'm not gonna. If you have a different opinion about me on something, especially something like politics, if you came up to me and said, I think Alan Partridge is crap, then we're going to have problems. But I'm not going to fall out over people about stuff like this, and none of us should. We should all be trying to sort of find
the
something.
common ground.
Yeah, find something. No one's into common ground anymore. It's got to be my way or the highway. No one's up for just going, all right, well, let's, maybe there's a way that we won't all get everything that we want, but most of us will get something that we want. And we can all get on with that.
We all have more similarities than we do differences.
Absolutely, Matthew. But anyway, too serious. Let's move on to the flipping shit. Coxie C. I just spat all over my iPad there. Coxie C51 says, talk about the daft things kids do. Specifically my kids.
Okay.
And, this could be a regular feature on its own.
Really?
Yeah, I've got the latest one. So, my youngest boy, Jude, he gets on really, really well with his teacher at school, and she loves him to bits, and she thinks he's hilarious and stuff. And there's been a couple of things where we've had private jokes, and he's included his teacher.
Right.
So the first one was that they kept forgetting almost everything every time I go and pick them up from school. And to be fair on them, they're kids. They're tiny little kids. And I don't know if it's because they go to a posh school or whatever, but they're sort of... There's quite a lot expected of them.
Mm.
Like, when I was in primary school, it was like the teacher made sure you had your bag and your coat, especially if you were 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
They have to get themselves organised to leave school. So what happens is, every day, I pick up my kids. The oldest one's the worst one. He won't have his hat, doesn't have his scarf, doesn't have his bottle.
Every day?
Almost every day.
Oh my God.
Or if it's not all 3 of them, it's one of them or a variation of 2 of them. Every single day. We never have everything we need before we leave.
Right.
I had to start giving them paper bags for their lunch, because it was another thing that they kept forgetting. Their lunchbox. Right, where's your lunchbox? And so I started doing this thing with my kids, and I went, look, when it's time to go home, I want you to just stand up and go to yourself. What was it? Oh, that was it. Hat and scarf and bottle, baby. I was like, just say that.
It's a variation of the testicles, spectacles, wallet and watch.
Yeah. So I want you to just go, hat and scarf and bottle, baby. So I dropped Jude off, and I was saying goodbye to him. I was going, do you remember what you got to say when it's time to leave school? Hat and scarf and bottle, baby. Right? And then he starts going to his teacher. Miss, oh, look at this song. So then I have to explain. I have to go through this thing where I go, it's just a little thing where I try and get them to remember their stuff. Yeah. And then another private joke that I had with my kids was that we were doing this thing where my youngest one has catchphrases.
Such as?
Yanni.
What does that mean?
So, say you took a bit of pizza. Yanni.
Okay.
And then you go, Jude, are you going to tidy this up? And he'd run out of the room and go, Yanni. And that's just his way of getting away with everything.
Nice.
So I said that I've got a catchphrase as well, and it's basically a rip-off of a thing from an old Adam and Joe podcast. It goes, slappy pappy. And I went, that's my catchphrase. And then we started doing this joke where I'd say Yanni or he'd say slappy pappy, and I go, right, I'm taking you to court for using my catchphrase. You can't use that. It was just a silly little joke between me and my children that no one else should have ever heard or should have got. And I was saying goodbye to Jude, my youngest, and I just whispered in his ear. I was like, all right, be good. And I was like, yeah. And I went, Yanni. And then started to walk off, and he went, court, you're going to court. And he went, miss, my dad's going to court. And I was like, no, what it is, right, is that we've got this little game. And she was just like, oh God, he comes out with them, doesn't he? So but first of all, when he shouted out, I was standing in the doorway of the classroom, he just shouted out, miss, my dad's going to court.
Oh no.
Like some shit was going down.
Yeah.
Oh
dear.
You haven't got any kids, have you?
Nope.
What are you playing at? Hurry up.
Just enjoying the good life, mate. It's a good life of not having to wake up at 6 in the morning and...
My kids don't wake up at 6 in the morning.
Don't they?
No.
What time do they get up?
When I drag them out of bed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. Good for them.
It's not good. It's fucking pain in the arse. I mean, I'm still backing up your argument of what you were just saying.
Yeah.
It's still not great. But over weekend, I mean, the little one, Jude, was in bed till 10 o'clock today.
Oh my God.
I was just like, is he getting up? Is he going to get up?
He's had a tough week.
He's had a tough week. He's had the week off. Do you got anything you want to say about kids?
Nah. Kids. Fuck them.
Are you going to have them? Well, don't say that. That's
yeah.
the worst thing
That's
you could
the
say
worst thing
about
you
kids.
could say about kids. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Say
it again. Christ. When are you going to have kids?
Oh, I don't know, mate. It's probably going to happen, isn't it?
Well, hurry up, because you're already going to be an old dad.
I'm already an old dad, mate.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Exactly.
People are going to live longer in the future. It'll be fine.
All right. I think that's risky.
It is risky.
I just like winding you up. One day you're going to say, "Oh, we're having a baby," and I'm just going to go.
Yeah, you're trying to get me into it. Oh, it's mate, you're going to love it. You bloody love those kids. Oh, you love them.
I'm just tricking you.
I know.
I'm just dragging you down with me, boyo.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And if you turned around and said to me, "We're having twins," I would love it. I would love it so much.
Oh, mate.
I can't imagine twins. Triplets, forget about it. I'd have to go. One of them's got to stay here at the hospital.
He's going to kill it.
No,
two's enough. Let's just.
I mean, 2 newborn babies at the same time. One of them on their own is insane enough, but 2 of them. Good luck to all you people with baby twins out there. I've got a message here from Harry Squatter. And I wrote to him back and I said, I've got no idea what you're talking about, but can I mention it on the podcast because it's the weirdest message I think I've ever got.
Right.
He said to me, how do I get your kind of big dick energy? I want to be able to wake up and slap the world with my big dick energy and take charge. So I had to go, what? What is going on here?
Yeah, this is what the youngsters on Twitter
is that right?
talk about.
So do you know what he's
I've
talking about?
heard of it, yeah.
Apparently it's something to do with Kanye West. Let me just Google that. Kanye... Oh, that's not how you spell his name. Kanye West, big dick energy. And it's, I think...
Instructor with a lisp.
I think it's, oh, here we go. We've got a thing on, there's an article on it that's on the NME. The new phrase sweeping the internet. What the actual fuck is big dick energy is how it starts, which is, I'm glad that... Who wrote this? Rian Daly follows my sentiment. Unless you've been digital detoxing in space over the past couple of days. Right, I don't digital detox at all. I'm a YouTuber, if anything. I've been doing YouTube like crazy these last
You're on Twitter a lot,
month or
aren't
so.
you?
Yeah.
You only follow celebrities, don't you? You don't follow many people.
I don't really.
You're not in amongst it.
I don't really like to follow people I know because I find it. I don't know. I find it a bit weird because
You don't even follow me, do you?
I do.
You do?
I'm sure I do. Okay, I'm sure I do. But like, I've got your number. I've never spoken to you on Twitter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not only have the new couple managed to lock it down. Right, what is it? Oh, and it's all thanks to Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson. Right, so this is June last year. Oh, yeah. They've also indirectly gifted the world big dick energy.
Yeah, Ariana Grande said he's got a big willy.
Right, both the popularisation of the idea and the healthy example of it. Right. But the way that Harry Squatter explained it to me was that it wasn't about the size of your penis. It was about the size of your penis in your brain, in your mind.
Yeah, it's just, are you charismatic? That's all it's saying.
Right, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's just a different way of... It's just a crude way of saying, do you have charisma?
Right, why not just say that?
Because people like to put spins on things, don't they?
I suppose.
That's all it is.
I don't appreciate that one.
No.
Just because it's stupid.
Yeah, it's a bit vulgar. Say a girl has what, small vagina energy? Big vagina energy?
I don't know, mate.
Yeah, just there is no equivalent, is there?
Yeah. No, but I think a girl is supposed to be allowed to have big dick energy as well. I think that's the thing.
Yeah,
It's it's not specifically. I know it's just
yeah.
pointless.
It's just say
It doesn't mean penis.
She just got good charisma. That's all
Is it charisma?
Yeah.
I thought the way
Confidence.
it was explained was confidence
Yeah.
and I'm gonna hate myself for saying this. Swag.
Right.
I'm gonna vomit that pizza up now. But yeah, Harry Squatter. I don't know how you get. I don't think I have big dick energy.
Maybe he's talking about your character.
Maybe, must be. But I don't think in the context of which I assume it is, I don't have big dick energy as well. I'm a frail, shaky little man. But I enjoyed that message.
Sure.
And that's the reason why I made it into the podcast. Pilly Bittard says no RTX London this year. This was announced, I think, yesterday.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. There's no RTX London this year, which is a shame, because I was really going to try and make sure I was around for it.
So it wasn't the last year that you went to one; it was the year before. And I
missed
think you
last
asked
year's.
me to come with you and
Yeah.
film some stuff, and I was like, I can't. I'm on holiday.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
right.
right.
Yeah, and you couldn't get out of it either because it was your girlfriend's birthday. Is that right?
Yeah, we went to Poland.
Did you go to?
We didn't go to Auschwitz, no.
I want to go.
I mean, I did want to go, but we went to New York and she didn't like the 9/11 museum, so I think Auschwitz might have been a bit trickier.
It's quite sad, isn't it, Auschwitz?
Yeah.
But I would argue to her that it is really sad, and from what I've been told about it, I've never been. I've been told basically you won't be able to go through it and look at all the stuff without crying, and that's like, proper geezers. They'll break down in tears, and but I would say sometimes it's important to know about those things and to have some sort of experience there, so that you can appreciate.
I think it shows
the
you
past of the planet that we're on, and also it will hopefully put some perspective on things that are going on in your life as well, and it won't be fun. You won't have a laugh, but why are you laughing? But like I say, I think stuff like that is important to just have some sort of knowledge on. So I will, at some point in my life, go to Auschwitz.
Yeah, I think it's important to see what humans are capable of, and I know it's sort of like taken as a given that Nazis were evil, and we've got video games where you can shoot them guilt free. It's kind of like that's how it's developed, isn't it? Like, Nazis bad. It's fine to shoot and hate them. And
slightly more complicated.
Yeah, well, let me finish what I'm going to say. And you have to realise that these people weren't
I'm
just
not a
born
Nazi sympathiser, by the way.
No, you have to realise that these people weren't just born evil, that they are humans.
It's learned,
and
yeah.
it's something that we're all capable of, and whether you'd like to admit it or not. So it kind of makes you realise that, this is what humans can do.
I think
be vigilant.
Yeah, I think especially in this day and age as well, where you do feel, and I'm not going to go into this because, like I said, I'm an idiot and I don't want to be quoted on any of this, but you do feel patterns of pre-World War II going on around the world right now, and it's almost as if those great big world wars 100 years ago never happened, because everyone seems to have forgotten how terrible they were. But anyway, this is a downer, this podcast.
What's going on?
But also what is a downer is, no RTX London this year. I think that what?
Just laughing how we got from RTX London not being on
You
to
mentioned
Auschwitz.
You mentioned Poland, and because
sure.
of my
I do
creepy brain, whenever I think of Poland, obviously I think of the big chunk of dark history that happened in that country. No RTX London this year, which I'm gutted about. I don't think it was as successful as.
It's because you wasn't there, James.
I'm guessing so. I don't think. I guess it wasn't making sense in a business way, because I know for a fact that everyone at Rooster Teeth loves doing the live shows and loves visiting other countries and visiting and meeting the people that support them. And if do you know what I reckon? I would. I don't want to speak for Bernie or Gus or any of those guys, but I honestly, from the vibe I get from them, if it paid for itself, they would want to do it. They'd go, yeah, we'll do it.
Oh, yeah, imagine.
I think it was maybe not. The costs weren't being covered or something, which is a shame.
It seems like it makes sense though, because they're not cheap to hire those places, and they've got to ship everyone out from Austin, Texas,
and once Brexit kicks in,
sure,
bloody Brexit.
Yeah.
We should actually wrap up.
Okay.
Yes, it's time to say our goodbyes. YouTube next week. So the games that I will want to play, and I probably won't play all of them. It depends on how often I can stream. I will be trying to do every weekday. It's not always possible, but I'll be doing my best. I want to play some more Apex. I want to play a little bit of Black Ops 3, GTA 5. They're my standards. I've got some Spider-Man DLC that I've not done yet, that I'm dying to play, and that I wanted to actually play a little bit this weekend, but I thought I'd save it for a stream. And I've got San Andreas ? Now I've been mentioning this for a little while. Is there anything in that? Do you reckon people would enjoy? Because it's not online, and it's not, it's an old game, but I think people love it. I think people like that game, and I'd be up for just doing a little playthrough of it live.
Play a game that's going to get the best out of you, James.
No games get the best out of me. I like playing games that I like playing. I will still talk like this and not be energetic or entertaining. It won't affect the stream in any way whatsoever.
Just lie about the game on the thumbnail. That's what you got to do.
Ah, yes. Have I done that before?
No.
Oh, I thought you were making a joke or something. I was like, we never lie on thumbnails.
No.
Your suggestions of anything you'd like to see me do? You right?
Yeah.
Then do leave a comment. Also, little heads up, I've been having a little chat with Alfredo.
Who's Alfredo?
Achievement Hunter.
Oh.
And we're trying to organise a time and place. Well, the place will be here. A time to for me and them in Austin.
Oh, to stream together.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be really good fun. So apparently I've got to get a Discord account.
Sure.
So
it takes a second to
I
get
can communicate with them. That's what's coming up on the YouTube channel. Matt, you up to anything exciting next week that you want to mention?
No.
I knew that was going to be your answer.
I'll just keep my head down, mate. Staying out of trouble.
Yeah, too right. Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for watching this podcast. 2 months in a row. We'll hopefully be back next month. I'm going to 99% say we will be.
Yeah, I'm not going nowhere.
I can't just think of a reason why we won't.
Mm-hmm.
So stick around. Thank you for listening to this. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, completed it, mate, then do it, because not got.
It's not a good reason.
No,
is
I've
there,
not
really?
got anything to.
No.
It would make me happy.
Yeah. Make you look better publicly, wouldn't it?
It would make the channel look bigger and better.
Yeah.
And that's what we want.
We want this channel to have some big dick energy.
Yeah, we want come and contribute to the channel's big dick energy. And that's pretty much it, Matthew, I think. Is there anything you would like to say?
No.
We did talk about some serious stuff in this podcast. Sorry if, if I said anything wrong or stupid. I tried not to, but I probably did.
There's, saying sorry is not going to do anything these days.
I know, that's a shame, that.
Yeah.
It's a shame you're not allowed to just go, oh, sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah, that was, yeah. I mean, that's why I don't want to get into that again. Yeah, that's your lot from us for this month of the Complete Load of Podcast. Until next time, we're off. Adios. That was good.
Well done.
Didn't even have to tee you up. You knew.
No, I could feel it coming, mate.
All right. Oof. God. Got a bit of big dick energy going on. How the fuck I feel.